What's up, gang? It's your man Key here. We are locked in back with another episode of Key's Success Podcast. Welcome everyone back to episode 17. This episode is going to be called Your Dreams Are Calling. Thank you everyone. Welcome back. Happy February. Hope everyone is having a blessed and a great start to this month. Happy Black History Month. Happy Mardi Gras season to everyone who is celebrating out there. Please keep the kids careful and safe, healthy, fun, and y'all have a great time. Back, so glad to be back with another episode this week. You guys know the drill. We're gonna run through some topics, give y'all your thoughts, opinions, comment down below, give some word of advice and everything else in between. So let's get straight to it. First question: do you feel like everyone deserves a chance to feel love? And shout out to my friend. We kind of went back and forth as in terms of a debate. When someone said yes, I said no. And the reason that I said no in terms of this question is because sometimes a lot of people, or whoever you're dealing with, sometimes they don't have good intentions. And when you don't have good intentions when you're dealing with someone and there's a repeated pattern, then my answer is, well, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, that's crazy. That's psychotic. And that's something that you don't deserve to have, especially when you're dealing with someone with their feelings and their love when you have with someone. So I don't feel like everyone deserves a chance to feel love when it comes to abusing that power, when it comes to having the ability to give it to someone. And deserve is the key word here in this question, because we can apply that to a lot of things in our lives and other people's lives. You don't deserve things. You don't hand out things. You earn it. You show it through respect, hard work, energy, effort, reciprocation. And that was just my answer to that topic. You guys let me know how you feel about it. Is it yes or is it no? Do you feel like everyone deserves a chance to feel love? And in terms of, I would say, relationships, if we're talking about that through a broader ideal and scale. Now, of course, obviously, in hindsight, we want our parents and our family to love us unconditionally. But even that, so sometimes we don't get that. But in terms of a relationship and having a partnership with someone, I don't feel like, based on your actions and how you contribute to that, especially with more than one person, then eventually your track record becomes a part of you. And to each his own. Who am I to say someone doesn't deserve that? But if you're asking me, if you're putting a gun to my head and asking me, then my answer will be no when it comes to that. Word of advice: words sometimes can hurt people more than you can ever fathom. And what I mean by saying that, sometimes don't forget about the words aspect, because sometimes words can cut deep for someone in terms of an action. And there's words and there's actions and there's consequences to both of how you treat someone. And just don't always think that the action sometimes hurt the most when it comes to someone doing something to someone. Maybe sometimes that words can stick to you and cut deep and just sometimes stick in the back of your mind, and it won't ever go away. And it just keeps replaying over and over and over in someone's mind and memory, that it causes them for it to stick, and it can really hurt them mentally in the long end. So, and that's just something that I've been hearing and saying in my algorithm and in my friend group just over and over again, of how words is so much powerful, and that the power of the tongue is so powerful and meaningful. And just watch what you say when you're mad at someone, because sometimes when you're mad or when you're drunk at someone, sometimes the truth can reveal themselves. And just be careful, because what goes around comes around in terms of that, and you just want to be mindful. Next thing I want to get into is some football in terms of the Super Bowl, when we're going to talk about the Seattle Seahawks, and the New England Patriots in this year's Super Bowl 60, Super Bowl this Sunday. If you guys want some bets, I have 2 fire bets right now. I will be maybe posting a little bit more. Well, not posting, but if you guys hit my socials, hit me up, DM me if you want these bets that I kind of on the 50-50, maybe even a higher scale percentage that they might hit. Or if you guys have something, send it to me, and we're just going to try to make some money this last football game of the season, which is the Super Bowl. Then after that, I don't know about you guys, but after the football season's over, it's kind of a slow run when it comes to baseball coming up, and then the NBA, and then we have March Madness and everything with college. So if you guys want an opportunity to make some money, hit me up and I'll get that out to y'all. Also, what I found was a little bit weird was, when did we realize that Josh Allen had a serious injury? I want to say it was on his foot or ankle, when you guys didn't see the clip of him walking around in a boot, and not walking around, but on crutches with a boot, when Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, was promoted to the head coach a couple weeks ago in the press conference. So that just my thing. I know he had a couple of nagging injuries that he was playing through in the playoffs, but I just hope for him for a speedy recovery, and that he gets everything in shape in order for him to have another great season next year and get through this off season. Great. Next thing I want to talk about is some movie tributes on what movies that I'm excited to see this year, in the year 2026. And I wrote some down. We have Spider-Man Brand New Day. We have Dune, Messiah, Avengers, Doomsday, Super Mario Galaxy, the new movie of Michael Jackson called Michael, Scream 7, and Scary Movie 6. If there's anything that I've missed that I should write down and check out, please let me know. But these are the movies that I'm excited for, and I want to say these are 6 movies. Y'all let me know if I need to check out the Scream 4, 5, and 6 before I need to reach the 7th one. Y'all let me know if I'm missing epic parts to that story before checking out that one. And also refreshing my memory when it comes to the scary movies also. Y'all let me know. But those are the movies that I'm excited to see. I'm a huge movie fanatic. Shout out to Mallory Bros. They went to Full Sail University off a film degree. Those guys are going to make it big one day. They kind of influenced me as well with my movie bag and music bag as well, when it comes to movie and music on this podcast. Also, speaking of the movies, have the snacks at the movies fallen off? I would say yes, in terms of what you want. Now, obviously, we all know that overpriced movie snacks come with the territory. But when you start to have prepackaged nachos, y'all, then you know it's a problem. Where you get prepackaged nachos with the cold cheese. Like, who is sitting there actually paying for this? It's crazy. Now, if you guys want some regular popcorn or whatever, and you want a slushie, or, you know, the Coke machine with 1,000 different drinks on it, I get it. But for me, if it's that serious, I'll eat before, I'll eat after, or this is what I do. I bring my cross-body Nike bag, and if I go to the Taco Bell right there by the movie theaters where I go, or McDonald's, or even if I stop to the damn grocery store, dollar store, to get $1 box of candy. And so that's just me, but I think the snacks are falling off. Y'all guys let me know what's your favorite go-to movie snacks when watching a movie or going at the movie theaters. Y'all let me know on that. Next thing I want to talk about is just a little quick twist. Valentine's Day coming up. Fellas, ask your girl to be your Valentine. Don't just assume. Don't just show initiative, show appreciation to her. Ladies, same thing. And it works on both sides for both people. It's not just for the men and the women. It can be perceived like that. But ladies, if you guys want to go the extra mile and do something appreciative and supportive for your man for Valentine's Day, then I also encourage that as well. You know, it's not just one-sided, and it's an opportunity to show a day of love for both partners and not just one. So that's just my take on that. Y'all guys let me know how y'all feel about that. Next thing we want to talk about is for the WWE fans. We're going to cover some Royal Rumble results. We had, for the men's Royal Rumble, we have Roman Reigns. And he also announced on the next day of Monday Night Raw, being the 2026 Royal Rumble winner that took place in Saudi Arabia, covered on ESPN Plus, which is WWE. I'm still mad about to this day because I've paid for Peacock and now I can't watch WWE PLEs or pay-per-views through Peacock because y'all have a new subscription based on ESPN Plus. And that's just the world we're going in, y'all, with the NBA and NFL and these streaming services where you're making these deals and it seems like you have to have 5, 6, 7 different streaming services to try to be able to watch everything that you want to watch, especially if you don't have basic cable on top of that or direct TV or anything, which is highly expensive. But shout out to Roman Reigns. He's going to be taking on the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania Night 2, also in Las Vegas for the second year in a row, which is also another money grab after the revenue that TKO and WWE made last year in Vegas, and also will be doing again next year in Saudi Arabia, which was the Royal Rumble that just took place last Saturday. So WWE, we're not falling for it. You're going for the places that are offering the most money provided in the States, whether it's Vegas or out of state, which is in Saudi Arabia. They're throwing hell of money at y'all, and y'all gonna take it because y'all not gonna leave any money on the table, and that's what y'all care about more than the fans' concern and what the product looks like in general. So, but shout out to Liv Morgan. She finally won 2026 Royal Rumble winner. Shout out to AJ Styles. If this is his last match with Gunther, and it's been a hell of a ride, but he teased when he did not put his gloves on the middle of the ring on the floor. So I don't know what we're going to be teasing at. Maybe he's going to get his last match at WrestleMania. Maybe it's over. Maybe it's not. We will find out and tune in to see. Also, I'm loving what they're doing with Gunther's character and how he's this career killer type of character in the WWE, where he started off retiring Goldberg with his last match. Then there was John Cena, and now AJ Styles. Now, who's next? Maybe, who knows? Maybe a Chris Jericho if he returns sometime during WrestleMania. We will see. But I just love the character that they're doing. So, just some WWE talks for y'all. Next thing I want to get into is sticking with sports. We're going to talk about just a thing to keep your guys' eye on. When it comes to black NFL head coaches, we start off with 6, with the most notable head coaching position. Mike Tomlin stepped down from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they decided to part ways after 19 seasons. Never had a losing record, phenomenal resume. I think that we will never ever see that ever again in NFL history. But shout out to him, and an impeccable career if it's the end for him. But also with these black NFL head coaches, we're down to 3, which being Aaron Glenn from the New York Jets. And if you don't pull it together, Glenn, you will be out of a job next season as well. But we also have DeMeco Ryans, head coach for the Houston Texans, and Todd Bowles, the head coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, but just keep in mind that we need more NFL black head coaches, and not just head coaches, also people from high school and ranks in college, because it all starts in college and how you build up a good resume and how people get that national attention on you for you to get into the NFL and pay your dues and get into the position to become a head coach. Speaking of head coaches, just want to say NFL Hall of Fame shouldn't even be discussed as a Hall of Fame no more. I don't know, even though I don't like them, even though my team, the Seattle Seahawks, are gonna beat the Patriots, but in the Super Bowl Sunday, even though I don't like the Patriots, I respect especially what Robert Kraft, the owner, and the head coach Bill Belichick have done for that franchise, and it's no question in my mind that those two people essentially should be first ballot Hall of Famers, and the fact that they're not, and you guys didn't vote them in, is highway robbery. And what are you guys gonna do when it's Brady's turn to come up? Are you gonna deny Brady as well between Spygate and Deflategate? So you guys have to be consistent when it comes to that. And as of right now, it's not looking like the Hall of Fame honors should be taken serious if you have two of the most iconic, legendary people in football who all they did was win. Next thing I want to talk about is two albums. I want to give a review of Don Toliver's new album, Octane. It was just kind of what he kind of did with what his last album was Hearthstone Cycle. What he did on his last album, which was kind of this mix of rock, hardcore type of sound mixed with the hip hop, and now this time it's he went into a more space type of sound, outer elusivity to it, and I liked it personally. I have it now in the rotation. I added the album, I listened to it a couple times. I love it. Love Don Toliver, love his music. Shout out to him. Recently, I did not know he got married and has a baby. So shout out to him and his family. Love the album. Still have to check out J. Cole album, The Fall Off. I know it's been a long anticipated album with J. Cole. I listened to both of these albums, or am going to listen to both of these albums with the Mallory Bros, tapping with them like I always say with the music and the movies, and give updates on that. So hopefully by the next week, I will be listening to the album Fall Off on J. Cole, and I will give my take on that. You guys let me know how y'all feel about that as well. Next thing I want to do is give a word of advice. Sometimes forcing someone of anything can sometimes do them a disservice than helping them. And what I mean by that is simply sometimes take the answer for what it is and accept it. Just because you don't like what someone says or what the answer is doesn't mean that you can bully them to doing something that you want to do. And just be mindful for that, because they have a say-so in their decision making as well. Next thing I want to talk about is I just want to give some flowers to the superstar singer Tyler. Randomly going to work, I like to listen to music and podcasts on my drive to work, and on my way home, searched her on Apple Music. Haven't listened to her in a while. Been love the sound of Tyler, just like I've been love her sound of SZA and Kehlani and Janae Aiko and her. And she's just a young, great superstar that does not miss when it comes to the music and the sound, and is great for anyone can play it, spin it, young, old audience. Radio gives great radio play. She's just an amazing singer, and I just love her sound and love the music that she makes. If you guys don't know her or ever heard of her music, go check it out. Next thing I want to talk about is give Shakur Stevenson his flowers also. Is he the new face of boxing? As of right now, if you guys don't know, he faced, who did Shakur Stevenson beat last week? I want it was Teofimo Lopez. He beat him in convincing fashion, and he's beaten, I want to say he's beaten a lot of people so far, and he's undefeated, and he's also been a champion in 4 weight classes, which is impressive. And I would say as of right now, since Terrence Crawford retired and stepped down as being the world heavyweight champion, then, I mean, until you beat Shakur Stevenson, I would say he is, if not the one of the new faces of boxing until you beat him or challenges him. Same thing could be said for Tank or any other of these fighters. So just want to give flowers to him. A lot of comparisons to Floyd Money Mayweather in terms of his style defensively. He's a defensive fighter, and it's hard to hit him. And it might not be the flashiest, or you could sell on marketability, but at the same time, it's about your skill and what you're crafting, and he's pretty great at it. So shout out to him for that. Next thing I want to talk about is how do you go about keeping things fresh in a relationship with your partner? And what I say in terms of that is just continue to date your partner, continue to ask questions, continue to get reassurance, to get different feelings towards them and engage in those feelings, because people change, their feelings change about someone every single day. And to keep things fresh and new, just continue to date them, try new things, explore, travel, try new restaurants, try new foods, try things that you don't normally do, or the things that you do love to do, expand and keep doing it on a routine. Give them something that they will look forward to doing with you on a regular basis. And that's just something that's going to breathe life and energy into your partner, into your relationship, and it won't be stale and stagnant, you know. So just effort, energy, communication, reciprocation, just those simple things that are going to keep the relationship going and keep thriving. Those things are going to keep those relationships fresh and stay long in the long term. So that's my take on that. And I want to say this is the last thing I want to talk about. Some NBA trade talks. Wrote down a couple of things. Trades that happened this week. We have Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Utah Jazz, along with Lonzo Ball. We have Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and D'Angelo Russell to the Wizards. James Harden went to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Also, Darius Garland swapped with him. He's on the Los Angeles Clippers. We have Luke Kennard on the Lakers. We have Kobe White on the Charlotte Hornets. We have Anthony Simons, however you pronounce his name, on the Bulls, traded from the Celtics. We have, and this is straight off memory, y'all, from what I wrote down. Vucevic went to the Celtics as well. Zubac went to the Pacers. We have just a lot of nice, great role players. We have Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield went to the Atlanta Hawks. Kristaps Porzingis went to the Golden State Warriors. Ja Morant did not get traded. Giannis Antetokounmpo did not get traded as well. So they will be looking to maybe somehow move them into the offseason. Jose Alvarado from New Orleans Pelicans was traded to the New York Knicks. So a lot of these nice, great, young, upcoming star role players and superstars and young pieces added to these teams are going to make a very, very great push heading into the last season stretch with All-Star Weekend coming up and the playoffs in the NBA this season. So it was a great showing with that as well. So looking forward to that and see how that's going to pan out and who's going to reign supreme as the new NBA 2026 NBA champion this year. Next thing I want to talk about is that was the last thing, but just give some flowers to the Grammys. Shout out to Bad Bunny. He's going to be performing in the Super Bowl. I want to say he won the album for best album. And shout out to Kendrick Lamar. He is the most winningest rapper in Grammys history now, passing Jay-Z with, I want to say, 26 Grammys. Shout out to him. SZA with their record Luther. Great song. Shout out to Leon Thomas, won a Grammy. Shout out to Kehlani, she won a Grammy for her song Folded. Shout out to Olivia Dean for best new young upcoming artist. So shout out to everyone who won in the Grammys. Shout out to everyone in the Oscars and the Golden Globes and the Emmys and everything. Shout out to Sinners, great movie, and the cast. Whether you guys get the nominations and get the win, just know that you deserve your spotlight and your time for what you did and making a nice original movie for the culture. In Sinners, shout out to Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan and the rest of the ensemble cast for doing an exceptional job. We love and thank you for that, and we will always be thankful for catching classic for the culture for generations to come. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. I want to say you can find it in, I guess, many aspects as of right now, but great movie to watch. Great rewatch. In my personal opinion, I feel like Michael B. Jordan should win an award for that, for playing two characters. But shout out to everyone else in this Oscar nomination and Emmys, Golden Globes, and all of these awards in this season coming up. But yeah. And that's all that I have for you guys today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in another episode of Key Success Podcast. This has been episode 17. If you guys tap in with me, let me know. Comment down below what you guys like, what you didn't like, what were your opinions, what you guys think I should do differently, what you guys think I should take off. You guys want to come up on this platform, it's here, it's open. Send me text, DM, whatever. I'm here, always going to be here every single week. Love and appreciate everyone who's been rocking with me since day one. I can't explain to you how much this means to me, talking to you guys every single week. Even for the little people or anyone that does tap in and watch, I'm very appreciative from the bottom of my heart, and I will never take that for granted. So you guys stay safe, stay blessed. I love every single one of y'all, and this has been another episode of Key Success Podcast, man. Thank you. Peace. We out.